Hello, AtoZ FITT family. This video I'm making for the people that have chosen to enroll in the 2023 Reset Challenge, which I am so excited you are joining me. We are going to make a huge difference for ourselves in the cravings and the derailing that we've done over the holidays, which we all do. There is no shame in that. That is just part of the process of being human. I know that I've gone off track more than I normally do, actually, during the holiday season with gluten and sugar. I'd say it's been a part of my intake most of December, and that is a long time for me. As many of y'all know, I have been processed food free since 2010. That means no sugar, no gluten for 12 years now. Most I usually go off track is like a week, where it's spotty during like a vacation, but the month of December seems to be like one big vacation. So I had a lot of ice cream and eclairs and cookies and lasagna. Yeah, so even your coach goes off track. Not to mention the endless wine cup that's happened this month. So I definitely need to get back on track. So I'm excited that 21 of us are doing this together. I can tell when my inflammation is up in my body from eating off foods, because I haven't done anything different except for that, gluten, sugar, alcohol, and I start getting tennis elbow in my joints right here. Mostly it's in my right joint over the past, I don't know, maybe 8 years. I've noticed it. If I'm off track for a week of vacation, I will have a tendonitis in my right elbow. Well, this season I've got it in both, baby. So I know it's time for me to get back on track. The inflammation is collecting there from the off foods. And when you're in tune with your body, because you have these out of your intake for a period of time, you will start recognizing these symptoms and you'll realize, oh, this isn't just old age. This isn't just because of XYZ. It's actually an inflammation from food. So yay for us for getting back on track. What I'd like to do now is just go over a little PowerPoint that I made and about the reset, and let y'all know that I'm going to be doing a group call on Zoom tomorrow at 12:30. For any of those that want to join and have any questions that you want to ask after I've recorded this informational video for you. And yeah, and just talk about anything that has to do with the reset. Okay, so let me go ahead and start share my screen and get this PowerPoint up for you. Just give me 1 second here. I forgot to say, I got so excited about the reset. I forgot to say, I hope everyone's had a fabulous Christmas and that it was good for everyone. It was magical. 1 second here. Let me just get this up. All right, here we go. Gotta move over a bunch of stuff. All right, so the Nutrition Reset Challenge for 2023. This may be your first rodeo with AtoZ FITT. This might be your 10th reset with AtoZ FITT. Whatever it is, it's always good to have a refresher anyway. All right, so here's what we will be focusing on for this reset challenge. It starts on, you guys know, the Monday after New Year's Eve on 1/2, and it ends on the 13th of February, which is the day before Valentine's Day. Yay, you have something to look forward to. And that's always a good thing when you're doing a reset, is having something to look forward to when you're done with your reset, to enjoy one of those things that have been off your radar for that 6 weeks, and enjoy one of those things in moderation to kind of give you a little treat meal. And as some of you guys know, we utilize treat meals as a part of our program with nutrition. We usually allocate 1 meal a week for a treat meal to have kind of whatever you want for that meal. During the reset, I'm asking if you guys will keep those out, because it's good to get a pulse on your body, on what your body feels like with all of these inflammatory foods completely taken out of your system, especially for those that have an addiction to foods that raise our blood glucose, like sugar and gluten, or rise our dopamine, like alcohol, sugar. Those things have a tendency to be more addicting. So to get those out for 6 weeks without a treat meal, give yourself a little treat at Valentine's Day to have. My husband and I usually, he usually makes me dinner for Valentine's Day. It's his one day of year to make me dinner. Woohoo! And then we enjoy a bottle of wine together. That's our thing. So let's get going. What are we focusing on? We are focusing on food quality and food timing. What does that mean? This is going to be the quality of your food will be what we're going to be talking about in this third section down here, but it's whole foods related. So the quality of the food timing we're going to get into during the reset. I'm not really worried about that at the front end of the reset because it's a lot to learn all at once. But food timing has to do when to deliver macros, proteins, carbs, and fats at what times of the day would be most optimal for most people for weight loss. Because let's face it, we are wanting to be healthy with this reset, but we are also wanting to lose weight. We want both. And if you're focusing on the healthy, the weight loss will happen. We are not focusing on counting calories or macros, because this is definitely not the most important aspect of food with your health or your weight loss. I know that sounds counterintuitive to a lot of people, especially new people to AtoZ FITT, but calories in and calories out does not equal weight loss. That is old science. So we really don't want to be focusing on that. The only time I focus on calories with a client is 2 times. 1, if you're not eating enough. And 2, if you have got the last 5 to 10 pounds to lose. That's when we focus on calories. It really doesn't matter otherwise. And we're not going to really focus on macros because we're going to focus on food timing instead. Now, one thing I want to make very clear is that we're going to be focusing on not removing food. So if you're hungry, you don't want to not eat. We want to find you healthy substitutes to eat. If you have an emotional crisis and you tend to go to food, we don't want to have you not go to food. We want to shift it from an unhealthy food item that's not serving your body well to a food that will serve your body well, even if you're not hungry and even if you're going for emotional eating. There's a huge science behind it. It's been very, very successful for me and my clients over the last 10 years. And this is what I want you guys to focus on. So example, you're got the munchies because you're working all day and your brain is tired and you want a distraction and you're just looking for food. And normally you would go for chips. Well, instead of chips, I want you to go for a handful of almonds, something that has micronutrients in it, as well as macronutrients in it, and it has healthy fats in it. This is going to help satiate you. So we don't want you not to eat. We want you to choose a better item. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, we can also talk about that more tomorrow in our group call. What we are removing is inflammatory foods, alcohol, sugar, gluten, artificial sweetener, except for approved types of stevia. I wrote C below, but I will put it on a group board as well. The ones that I approve of are ground stevia leaf, so it's going to come in a green color. It's not bleached white, and you can buy it on Amazon. And sweet drops. I have talked to those manufacturers, and both, I know how those two are made. I have a whole research paper on it, and I will be putting that out during the reset so you can read it. But just for the time being, know that you really need to use the sweet drops as much as possible, or the green stevia powder. We're going to be removing fried foods, the weekly treat meal. If you're new to doing this reset with me, you may want to keep this in. Because I just mentioned the clients that I work with use a weekly treat meal to have whatever they wanted. It really helps them stay on track the rest of the week. So it's your choice. You can design this the way you want. During the resets, I do suggest taking it out for the reasons I mentioned earlier. And dairy is optional, but highly recommended to limit or remove. For example, for me, I'll be doing just heavy cream in my coffee, organic heavy cream. The more fat in the dairy, the less likely it will be to cause a issue with you. So I will use full fat heavy cream, just 1 or 2 tablespoons in my coffee every morning. That's the only dairy I'm gonna be using. I do recommend you removing it if you can to the most of your ability, because 50% of people have a food sensitivity to dairy. I'm one of the lucky ones that it doesn't, but I still like to take it out for my resets that we do twice a year. Okay, and what we are adding in, we're adding in whole foods. What are whole foods? Foods that God intended for us to eat. Whole foods are grown on the ground, on a bush, in a tree. Animals that once swam in the ocean or walked on the earth. These are foods that haven't been created in a lab or processed. I will be posting, or I already posted, a Whole Foods list to your group board. I posted it on Monday. Today is Tuesday that I'm recording this. So yeah, so that's already will help you get going. Okay, so the next slide, getting started. You're going to want to take your initial starting measurements to collect your data. Scale weight, a soft tape measure around your waist at your belly button, using your belly button as a reference spot, because everyone has a belly button, so everyone can come back to that same spot to remeasure. I suggest you just doing the tape measurements at the very beginning and then after the 6 weeks. You'll want to decide on how often you want to weigh yourself. Now, this is just data. It is not a hate relationship with the scale. The scale has nothing to do with this. It's just a starting point. And it only is a reflection of your habits up to that point. So if your habits change over the 6 weeks, the data on the scale is going to go down. And what I like clients to do is weigh in every day if they can mentally, because it's just delivering data. The scale is going to go like this, bumpy, 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 but hopefully as it bumpy, 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 it's going down continuously. And it's helping us be a reminder of the journey we are on. We get up in the morning, we go right before we get dressed, we're naked, we haven't eaten anything, we've only had our coffee and water, and we get on the scale and we say, okay, this is where I'm at today, and this is where we're going to be going from today forward, and tomorrow will be a new data number. So decide how often you want to weigh, minimum once a week. Tracking, you probably going to want to use MyFitnessPal to help you track, or another way to track. This is a great way to help hold you accountable and help give you visibility around what you're eating. It helps you see it. Being conscious of your behaviors is a huge part of habit changing. If you'd like me to have visibility of your MyFitnessPal, I'll be happy to assist you with your food choices. Just friend me on MyFitnessPal at sherry@atoz.com and make sure you open your diary settings to sharing with friends. I will be happy to check in with your food. We can do, you could just text me and say, hey, Sherry, check my food today. We could talk about new staples that you might need to incorporate, because those staples might not be the healthiest, and I can help guide you along the way. I'd be your personal health coach, but you'll need to reach out to me because I don't I won't know who wants that part of the accountability, but I'll be more than happy to give every single one of you, all 20 of you guys, that option. You're going to want to check in with the Facebook community group board daily. I will be posting educational information to help you with this reset, as well as asking you questions that you will need to answer. I will schedule the post to go out early in the morning. There should be, I'm going to say it's a daily post, because last year we had a daily post, and I'm recycling a lot of those. But I'm going to guarantee we have 5 a week. You will need to engage daily. This isn't an expectation of the reset from me. This is your only expectation from me. If I feel like I'm having to dig to you guys to get y'all to engage, then that means I'm working harder than you, and that means you don't want to be a part of changing habits for yourself. So this is an expectation to help guide you to being the absolute best that you could be, so doing your absolute best. That's all I care about. You're not going to be perfect with this, and that is okay. All right, what's next here? What's our next thing? Okay, what's going to help you succeed? 2 things. 1, label reading. To know what is in our foods, we need to read the ingredients label on each food item. To help you be successful with label reading, I created a video. I linked it here. I'm going to send out this PowerPoint to you guys, but it's also in your portal if you're an AtoZ FITT client. If you're just joining us for the reset, you probably don't have a portal. And it's also on our YouTube channel, AtoZ FITT YouTube. You can look it up there. I have tons of lectures and seminars I've recorded and put on the AtoZ FITT channel. And if you just need the link and you want it, just text me. Everyone has my number. This is another really amazing video, a professionally made video where mine's not professional. This is label reading with Lisa. She owns a company called 100 Days of Real Food. It's fantastic. So please watch that. And then the second thing is meal prepping. We have to make healthy foods convenient, or we're not going to succeed. Period. End of conversation. I can't make it any simpler than that. So we're going to succeed because we have those healthy foods ready for us. We can't go into Monday on the 2nd of January without a plan and already prepped. We can't do it. And I freeze absolutely everything. I make things in bulk and I freeze it. I freeze cooked chicken. I freeze cooked meatballs. I freeze my chicken vegetable soup. I freeze roasted sweet potato fries. There is nothing I don't freeze. If I could freeze my husband, I would, especially when he's annoying me. So freeze your meal prep, rotate it out into your fridge. This is going to help you. Have a plan, have proteins ready, have cut up vegetables in your fridge ready so you don't have to say, oh, I don't want to cut those Brussels sprouts and that onion to make my roasted veggies tonight. I don't have time. It's already cut up. You've already done it. So is this going to take time on your weekends and on your time off? 100%. Is it going to create less stress in your life during the week on most of the days? 100%. So let's just push forward with label reading. Label read everything that's in your pantry. If there's sugar, gluten, inflammatory oils, anything in it that is unhealthy or not serving your body well, you got to find a new staple. And then meal prepping, making healthy foods convenient, because the easiest way to be successful with a reset is just start making things real simple. You've got grilled chicken, you've used some seasoning on it, some of your favorite Italian seasoning with some olive oil, you've got a side of rice, and you've got your roasted veggies on top of greens. Simple, simple, simple. And as you get better at it, you can start making sure that you can start branching out. Sorry, lost train of thought there. Okay, what's next? All right. During this reset, I'll have group office hours where you can log into the Zoom meeting if you would like to ask questions, gain support, etc. These are optional. We will start this Wednesday. Oops, I got to change that time. I have it down here at 12, but we're going to do 12:30 to 1:15 on tomorrow. You look for the calendar invite in the Zoom meeting, and we are going to rock this journey for sure. This is going to be so fun, and really, I mean, this is only 6 weeks out of what, your 4,160 weeks that you live, if you live to be 80. So why not? Let's do this. Let's do it to our best ability, and then we'll go from there. So I have some things built into the end of the reset where we talk about what we're going to do to reintroduce. The goal is with the reset is to remove inflammatory foods, introduce more healthy foods, whole foods that have the micronutrients to keep us healthy, the macronutrients that we need, all of the fiber and the gut bacteria of food that our body needs. So reintroducing more of that so that our health starts coming up, our inflammation starts coming down, and we start feeling so much better that we don't want to stop with the reset. The reset will be done after 6 weeks, but we're going to want to carry these habits forward so that we're not just going straight off of the wagon. We're not falling back into old habits. We want this to kickstart our habits, and then we'll talk about how to introduce the treat meal and have that in. So, anyways, I've talked enough. I really appreciated you guys' individual attention, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I will see you guys who wants to be there tomorrow at 12:30. I will also record it, and I will send out the recording. So happy New Year, everybody. See you tomorrow. Thanks again, and I'm looking forward to kicking some butt with you guys at this reset. All right, bye.